It doesn't matter what your geographic location is on Earth. It doesn't matter what climate you're in. It doesn't matter the time of the year, winter, spring, summer, fall. Wherever you are at this very moment, it's time to layer up. You need a protective layer. You need a hedge around you so that you could not just survive, but you want to thrive in whatever environment that you are in. Now remember, I'm a teacher, not a speaker. When I think about an Arctic climate, one of the first animals that come to mind is the polar bear. I just love looking at them. They're an apex predator. One of the amazing things that scientists have discovered when studying polar bears is that they're virtually undetectable by infrared cameras. Even though they're in an Arctic region where it's extremely cold, and remember, heat, thermal energy, it always goes from hot to cold. So basically, thermal energy, heat should be leaving its body. But if a scientist uses an infrared camera, it cannot even detect thermal energy. It cannot even detect the heat leaving its body. Why is that? Because polar bears are experts in conserving heat. And that's what we need to do. Now, what makes polar bears almost undetectable by infrared cameras? They have a very thick layer of blubber under their skin, about 10 centimeters thick. And in addition to that, they have a very dense fur, which is about 15 centimeters thick. Now, if you were to look at a polar bear, one of the most recognizable things, what we think is a recognizable thing or characteristic about a polar bear is its white fur. But let me tell you something, because I'm a teacher, not a speaker. A polar bear's fur is not actually white. It's translucent, just like the ice that the polar bear lives in. I got to say that again. A polar bear's fur is not really white. It's translucent. The reason it appears white to us is because it reflects white light that comes from the sun. Not only is its fur not white, a polar bear's skin is actually black. And there's one thing that we know about the color black is that black absorbs heat, which is ideal for an Arctic climate. A polar bear is such an expert in conserving heat that in an Arctic environment, one of their biggest struggles is actually overheating in sub-zero temperatures. A polar bear has issues with overheating, especially if it's running. So that's why occasionally they'll stop running and they'll take this nice casual walk, because in a sub-zero climate, a polar bear, which has maximized the ability to have a layer, a protective layer to layer up, is such an expert at conserving heat and energy that it actually could overheat in a sub-zero temperature. A polar bear thrives in the cold. In a harsh Arctic environment where very few animals can survive, a polar bear thrives. It can endure the chilliest Arctic day. And because the polar bear has mastered the concept of layering up, it is considered the apex predator in the Arctic. It is at the top of the food chain. It has the ability to adapt to the climate and the environment that it's in. A polar bear is the master of layering up. When you look in the mirror, I want you to see a polar bear. I want you to have that same ability to layer up. So when you're in an environment that may be hostile, an environment that may be harsh, you are able to not just survive, you're able to thrive. So in order for you to layer up, you may be asking, how is it that I can layer up? You could start by surrounding yourself with people that truly want you to do well. You could also set goals. Take time to learn a new activity or a new skill. Identify and eliminate bad habits. Have compassion for yourself. Yes, set goals, but set realistic goals. And guess what? If you don't hit that goal, as long as you're on target, as long as you're moving closer to that goal, have compassion. Compassion for yourself and have compassion for others. Take care of your inside. Eat healthy, exercise, Hydrate, and let's do that on a daily basis to take care of your outside, your physical environment. Make sure that it's organized, make sure that it's clean, and also just simply get active, get moving, do something, take care of what you need to take care of. It's time to layer up, layer up, layer up. Remember, I'm a teacher, not a speaker. I want you to have an amazing day.